Despite being liminal spaces, what's something that these images all have in common? Why, it's the fact that they all take place in Indonesia. How could you have known that? It's simple, really. A little something I like to call... Welcome back, all, to the greatest series on YouTube. Today, we're looking at 10 whole images, all submitted by the user FadHill, way back in May of 3 years ago. Not much else to say, let's just jump straight into it. Our first image displays what appears to be an empty mall, and there's actually quite a lot going on with this image. It has these pink values that contrast with the deeper greens in the background. There are these columns which are wrapped in some kind of mirror material, making for this unique effect. This can also be seen on the left side of the image, where it's framed as to take up an entire section of the photo. Overall, it stretches pretty far back, adding for visual depth. Not a bad image to start off with. So next up, we switch up from a contemporary indoor shopping center environment to something that looks straight out of Half-Life 2. This wide open building appears to be some sort of center for bureaucracy, or maybe even a train station. There's this fan that hangs high on the wall, hopefully cooling down the room. A lot of the walls seem to be decaying in one way or another. This area seems to have some sort of rot, and over here it has the tiles peeling off. It doesn't appear to be in the best condition, and possibly is straight up even abandoned. Here we have an image of a train station. Obviously, the image takes place outdoors, so there's quite a bit of light in the photo. It appears decently bright, however the sky appears a little cloudy. We can see that there's some railroad ties off to the side here. There's also a second track adjacent to the first one. The design of the station is pretty nice, kinda has that classic look to it. Outdoor images can be a little challenging to analyze, so I'll just mention how tranquil everything appears, in part due to the massive amounts of green. I can't wait to see what the next image looks like. Alright, let's break this one down before I develop some form of claustrophobia. So clearly we are in some sort of parking garage, shown due to the structure of this building. The concrete walls, concrete pillars, concrete ceiling. There's even some miscellaneous construction supplies off to the side here. We have some cars in the way back, yet what I find most odd is that there aren't any parking lines. Maybe that's a normal thing in Indonesia. It's just something I'm not used to seeing. Coming in with another complete switch up, we appear to have some sort of children's playroom. I'm really loving the variety we're getting here. It's crazy to me that these were all submitted by one person, and for the most part all take place in one country. I know for a fact that they're not active in the server anymore, so I wonder what the last message they ever sent was.
Wow, you're up.
Okay, the Mamluk Sultanate Empire. Very cool. Getting back to the image, we have this bright and colorful room mimicking a busy city street, complete with storefronts, cars, and even every city's communal ball pit. I know your city has one. But yeah, there's not much else to say about this image. Next up, we have a display of some stereotypical suburban townhouses. I'm gonna be honest, I hate this image. I hate these houses. There's just something about it. I hate the dark roofs. I hate the green lawns devoid of any native plant species. I just don't have anything good to say about this image. It makes me uncomfortable, and we're gonna move on before I get more upset. Here we have something I can actually speak on. We appear to have a shot of an empty railway or train car. This thing looks absolutely gorgeous. I love the brown flooring, which contrasts the green seats, giving it that naturey vibe. If you look down the middle of the image, we can see that this might be the back of the train, as the carts just appear to keep going. Something I noticed is that these car doors are actually open, and given that there aren't any people on the train, I'd have to imagine that this was taken during some form of development or possibly when the train was decommissioned. Otherwise, this would probably be some sort of safety concern. Up next, we have an image that displays some sort of river or canal, most likely a canal based on its appearance. Could be wrong. I don't know exactly where this is, but given that there's a large cityscape in the background, I'm sure our friend Google can easily figure it out. So people of Indonesia watching this, all three of you, please bear with me, as this appears to be the Banjir Canal Timur, or BKT, of Diren Sawat, which is a garden located in East Jakarta. I really hope I pronounced that correctly. I'm so sorry if I pronounced any of those incorrectly. I tried my best. So yes, this does actually appear to be some sort of main canal connecting to a major city. Here we have this image taken at nighttime with little to no light pollution in the background. In fact, it appears that the only light present in this photo is from the camera flash itself, which makes the image kinda terrifying. I mean, I don't know if all this grain or noise here is bugs or dust or whatever else. We can see some train tracks in the background, and there appears to be some sort of reflective railroad indicator located in the way far back. From reverse image searching the image, believe it or not, apparently this is some sort of haunted train station where people often get possessed or, quote, fall into a trance. So the scary vibes emitting off the image appear to be part of something much larger that you and I will never comprehend. So I'm just gonna move on before I end up with some ancient Indonesian curse. Lastly, we come to our final image, something which is oh so familiar and very nostalgic to me. Here we have a contemporary mall space with an escalator that is surrounded in neon lights, strung along the ceilings and walls. The photo takes place in the back of a hallway, giving this straight narrow composition, allowing for the lights to take center stage and present themselves as the focus, with the cotton candy pink and blues contrasting to make this colorful childlike image. Although, I'm very curious to see what I was saying about this image almost 3 years ago. Let's take a listen really quickly. Continuing on to a similar looking image, this one also seems to take place in a mall, and I'm just gonna take a guess and say that it's from the same mall, but I could always be wrong. And even though it's really bright, the framing still makes it uncomfortable. The really cramped small hallway right before the super open area, and just the fact that you know there's a drop off here, it just makes it feel liminal despite how cheery it may seem.
That's it?
Whew, I don't know how y'all watch this stuff. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this episode. I do hope you enjoyed. If you made it this far, consider showing your support and letting me know which image was your favorite. I'd love to have a discussion with you in the comments below. I'm taking the summer off from school, meaning I'll have a lot more time to focus on videos, so expect to see a lot of good stuff this summer. I hope you're looking forward to it just as much as I am. But that's really all I have for this video. As always, thank you for watching, and take care.